Om Jnana Timandasya Jnansla Slakya Sakshvamritam Yena Tasmai Srupe Nama Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Bastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gaurapani Pacharine Nirvishesa Sunyavadi Paskachai Dasatarine Hila Prabhupada Ki. Now we will start with the study of the 11th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, the universal form. Arjuna will ask Krishna, please show me your universal form. Show me how I can see your all-pervading feature. And Krishna will tell Arjuna that with your present eyes you cannot see, therefore I will give you divine eyes. And Krishna will start to show the universal form to Arjuna, and he will see thousands of heads, faces, ears, eyes, and he sees Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, all the demigods in one place, and it is frightening that because Arjuna has a relationship with Krishna, friendship, and his relationship changes to awe and reverence that and he sees this universal form, but is not at all attracted by it. It's a godless display of opulence that and is frightening seeing it. And then at that moment he's praying to Krishna, and we will hear beautiful prayers of Arjuna in this chapter. And at a certain time, the meter of the verses will change, and his prayers are in a different meter. That's interesting. And he will pray to the Lord, yes. So that he's asking forgiveness. I've been familiar with you. We sat on the same bed. We ate together. Please forgive me this familiarity, like a husband forgives the familiarity of the wife, and vice versa. That please praying to the Lord, and then further, Krishna will be merciful because Arjuna is asking, please show me again your two-armed form, which is so beautiful, Saumya, beautiful. And then Krishna shows first this four-armed form, and then his two-armed form. And Arjuna becomes peaceful again. And then Lord Krishna says, yes, I can only be known as I'm standing before you, yes, with pure devotional service, Ananya Bhakti. Then the last verse of the chapter, Krishna gives some hints how to practice devotional service, practical hints. So we have first one here. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Arjuna Uvacha Mat Anugrahaya Paramam Goyamadhyatma Samnitam Yatvayoktam pachastena moyam vigato mama. Arjuna said, by my hearing the instructions you have kindly given me about these most confidential spiritual subjects, my illusion has now been dispelled. So this chapter, it will reveal that Krishna is not an incarnation. He is the source of all incarnations. Yeah. So Arjuna is requesting to see it. But why? Arjuna wants to establish Krishna's divinity for everyone else. And therefore, he is asking to see the universal form. Vavapyaya hi bhutanam shuddha vistaraso maya tvatta kamala patraksha madhyama pichafyayam. O lotus-eyed one, I have heard from you in detail about the appearance and disappearance of every living entity, and I've realized your inexhaustible glories. So, before 9.4, 9.5, Arjuna is urged, Krishna is the source of all appearance and disappearance, but is aloof from them. So that inconceivable potency of Krishna that Arjuna admits he has understood. Okay, that's now text 3. But Arjuna factually has no special desire to see this universal form because he's completely satisfied seeing Krishna, his personal form of Krishna. But he thinks, I am accepting Krishna as the source of everything, but others may not. Therefore, to establish Krishna's position and also to set criteria for future incarnations. If someone says in the future, I'm an incarnation, then you can ask him, show your universal form first. So he requests Krishna to show its universal form. Evam meta yata tattvam atmanam parameshvara tastamichamite rupam aishvaram purushottama. O greatest of all personalities, O supreme form, though I see you here before me in your actual position as you have described yourself, I wish to see how you have entered into this cosmic manifestation. I want to see that form of yours. So Arjuna is asking in order to convince others that because he knew in the future there will be so many imposters that we have a few short quotes here from Srila Prabhupada. This is a form for the less intelligent. Those who are thinking, how can God have a human-like form? God is great, so he is thinking of the greatness of God. Somebody thinks that, but according to his own idea. Greatness means they have got an idea. The sky is the greatest, so God must be of a form like sky. Must be like a form like sky. Hare Krishna. Another quote. The Virat Roop manifestation of the Lord is simultaneously a challenge to the atheist and a favor to the Asuras, who can think of the Lord as Virat, and thus healthily cleanse the dirty things from their heart in order to become qualified to actually see the transcendental form of the Lord in the near future. So we have also in the Srimad Bhagavatam, the second canto, in the first chapter of the second canto, that's there Sukadev Goswami describes the universal form, the Virat Roop, to Maharaj Pariksit. There are 14 planetary systems, and they say Patal, the lowest, are the lotus feet of the Lord, and yeah, it describes the universal form that the Brahmaloka is his head, the upside of his head, and Janaloka, Tapaloka, Maraloka are his face, and anyway, and then it's described like that. This Virat group, we go outside at night, we look, we see the stars, the universe. So atheists, they mostly only accept what they can see and perceive. So they can see the universe, all the stars and so on. They can accept data code, that that's the universe is like Krishna's body, and he's the soul of that body. That so that's something they can perceive. By that they can meditate on God as the universe, and they become purified. That but there is one problem. If they do not come to the point of developing a service attitude for God, for Krishna, it's all for nothing. So, but anyway, that's the Virat Roop. Okay, now we go to text 4. Text 4. So Arjuna is not proud that he doesn't say, I will be able to see it with my eyes or whatever. He is aware of his limitations. That and he's saying to Krishna, hey, you show me if you think I can behold it, if I can see it. So this universal form is a temporary form. It's created, sometimes manifested. The universe is manifest, sometimes not. But it is nonetheless a form of the Lord. So Arjuna is saying, Manyase yadichakshakyam mayadrastumiti prabho yogesvaro tatometvam darsayatmanam avyayam. If you think that I'm able to behold your cosmic form, O my Lord, O Master of all mystic power, then kindly show me that unlimited universal form. So in the purport, the first lines here, it is said that one can neither see, hear, understand, nor perceive the Supreme Lord Krishna by the material senses. But if one is engaged in loving transcendental service to the Lord from the beginning, then one can see the Lord by revelation. Every living entity is only a spiritual spark. So, and therefore, Arjuna is admitting, I'm only a living spiritual spark. I have my limitations. You are unlimited. That if the infinite reveals himself, then it is possible to understand the nature of the infinite by the grace of the infinite. Srila Prabhupada writes. Okay, what is Krishna going to say? Text 5. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Pasyame Partha Rupani Santasutta Sahasrasa Nana Vidani Divyani Nana Varna Chaitini Cha. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, My dear Arjun, O son of Pritha, see now my opulences, hundreds of thousands of varied divine and multicolored forms. Multicolored. That in the first line, yeah, Arjuna wanted to see Krishna in his universal form, which, although a transcendental form, is just manifested from the cosmic manifestation and is therefore subject to the temporary time of this material nature. At the end of the purport, this universal form is not possible to be seen by any ordinary man. Krishna must give one the power to see it. And we have a quote here. So it was not difficult for him. Immediately he showed him. That is Krishna. Not that I shall show you someday privately. That's Prabhupada. No difficulty for Krishna to show his universal. That no. 6. Pasyadityam pasun rudran ashvinamaratashtha paunyadista purvani pasyacharyani bharata. O best of the Bharatas, see here the different manifestations of the Adityas, Vasus, Sudras, Ashvini Kumaras, and all the other demigods. Behold the many wonderful things which no one has ever seen or heard before. So even though, in the purport, even though Arjuna was a personal friend of Krishna and the most advanced and learned man, it was still not possible for him to know everything about Krishna. Limited. 7. Ahaikastam jagat krishnam pasyatya chacharacharam mamade gudakesha yashanyat rastamicchati. Arjuna, whatever you wish to see, behold at once in this body of mine. This universal form can show you whatever you now desire to see and whatever you want to see in the future. Everything moving and non-moving is here completely in one place. 7. So thus by the mercy of Krishna, Arjuna is able to see everything. That it is said also, because Sanjaya is telling this to Dhritarashtra, and Sanjaya sees also the universal form. And Prabhupada comments, and all the devotees in the disciplic succession could see this universal form. Interesting. That 8. Natamam sakshase drastum annanaiva svasaksusa divyam dadami te shakshu pasyame yogam ashvam. Here you have also this yogam ashvam, made by mystic powers. But you cannot see me with your present eyes, therefore I give you divine eyes. Behold my mystic opulence. Gives divine eyes to Arjuna. So we are going to read the 3rd paragraph here. The fact is that the devotee is not concerned with seeing the Vishvarup, the universal form, but Arjuna wanted to substantiate Krishna's statements, so that in the future people could understand that Krishna not only theoretically or philosophically presented himself as a supreme, but actually presented himself as such to Arjuna. Arjuna must confirm, because Arjuna is the beginning of the Parampara system. Those who are actually interested in understanding the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, and will follow in the footsteps of Arjuna should understand that Krishna not only theoretically presented himself as a supreme, but actually revealed himself as the supreme. That's in the purport of Srila Prabhupada writes, devotees who are correctly situated in a transcendental relationship with Krishna are attracted by loving features, not by godless display of opulences. So it was a godless display of opulences. So in their loving exchange, they forget that Krishna is the supreme, the residence of Vrindavan. Nice. There's quotes 8. Prabhupada, because you are not accustomed to see this Virat form, therefore I give you special vision to see it. But that's Prabhupada's translation. Then further, the conception of the universal form of the Lord gives a chance to the materialist to think of the Supreme Lord. But the materialist must know for certain that his visualization of the world in a spirit of lording over is not God realization. The materialistic view of exploitation of the material resources is occasioned by the illusion of the external energy of the Lord, and as such, if anyone wants to realize the supreme truth by conceiving of the universal form of the Lord, he must cultivate a service attitude. Unless the service attitude is revived, the conception of the Virat realization will have very little effect on the seer. So, text 9. Yeah. Sanjaya Uvacha evamuktva tato rajan maha yogesvaro hari daksayam asapartaya paramam upam ashparam. Sanjaya said to King Dhritarashtra, we are on another level in the conversation. O King, having spoken thus, the Supreme Lord of all mystic power, the personality of God, that displayed his universal form to Arjuna. It's bad news for Dhritarashtra. Text. This text 9. But we have a quote here. So this Virat Rup is subordinate. Darsayamasa Hari. Hari is the supreme and the Virat Rupa is a feature, not the original. Mayavadis take the Virat Rupa as the original and see the Rupa Krishna as Maya. Therefore they are called Mayavadis. But actually Hari manifested or exhibited one of his multiple features. 12. That's a long one. Anyway, I'll read that. Text 10, 11. Aneka Vaktranayanam, Aneka Bhuta Darshanam, Aneka Divya Varanam, Divyaneko Tirtatyudham, Divya Malyam Baradaram, Divya Gandhan, Ulepanam, Sarvasaryamayam Devam Anantam Vishvatomakam. Arjuna saw in that universal form unlimited mouths, unlimited eyes, unlimited wonderful visions. The form was decorated with many celestial ornaments and bore many divine upraised weapons. He wore celestial garlands and garments, and many divine scents were smeared over his body. All was wondrous, brilliant, unlimited, all expanding. So that's the beginning of the universal form. We will see the mood will change when he sees further things. Yes? Yeah, he got also divine eyes, also in the disciplic of succession. That and he was not alone. There were also others, and that was by the mercy of Bias that he was able to see that also. That's mentioned further. We will hear that. So here in the purport it said, these manifestations were distributed throughout the universe, but by the grace of the Lord, Arjuna could see them while sitting in one place, Ekastam. He saw it all in one place. Krishna put it together in one place. So that Arjuna could see it. That, yeah. Of course, this is, yeah. 6, 10, 11, 12. Divvisuya sasya bhavat yuga patuttita yadi bhasa trisi sasyat vasastasya mahatmana. If hundreds of thousands of suns were to rise at once in the sky, their radiance might resemble the effulgence of the Supreme Person in that universal form. That's Such descriptions are also there about the Vaikuntha planet. It's like thousands of suns raising at the same time. Such a power. That, so it is mentioned here. But Sanjay, by the grace of Vyas, could see whatever happened. That 13. Tatraikastam Jagat Krishnam Vibhaktam Anekada Apasya Deva Devasya Sarire Pandavastada. At that time, Arjuna could see in the universal form of the Lord the unlimited expanse of the universe, situated in one place. That although divided into many, many thousands, ekastam in one place. At the end, but no one could understand what was going on between Arjuna and Krishna. Arjuna and Krishna is there in the middle of of both armies. And nobody could understand what are they doing there. They are talking. And Arjuna put his bow down. Is he going to fight or not? So they are bewildered. But what is going on there? There was a quote here, 10 to 12. It's a long one, but there are not many quotes, so we can read. Can someone read? We have the mic. Mic is there. Yeah.
So even in the universal form, there's this now. Well dressed. Well dressed is not possible for a person. If you want to dress somebody, you must be a person. You cannot dress the sky. Here is a helmet, here is a garment. Where can you put them? So in the universal form, there's also this. Although he is one, he can be manifest. He is existing, not manifest. He is existing in Anika. And what is that Anika? Anika means expansion of samsara. Therefore, we require reference in the Shastras. In the Varaha Purana, this Anika is explained. Samsa and Vinamsa. Samsa, expansion of the Vishnu Tattva. Ramadi Murikisu Kala, Niyamina Histam. He has expanded himself in so many incarnations, like Ram, not this lower class. Another Anika, Namari Vamso Jiva Buddha. They are also Anika. Anantaya Kala. So he was able to see all the Vishnu forms and all the living entity forms in the body of Krishna. That is Anika. There are Anika Ayudas. Every Vishnu form has four symbolic representations. Sankha Chakra, Bala Padma. And they are differently situated. People do not know this. It is mentioned in the Shastra, Siddhartha Samhita, how many forms there are. This is Anika. Not evasively that all is one. No. There are so many varieties, all spiritual, divine. That means they are not material. Krishna's dress, Krishna's helmet, Krishna's bedding, Krishna's shoes, they are all expansions of Lord Shiva. They are not material. Although this is Virat Rupa, still there are many varieties, and each one of them is personally described. Unlimited mouths, the unlimited person. As soon as you say unlimited mouths, that means unlimited person. That is not the person. Even in his Anekamurti, he is a person. It is explained in the second chapter of the Bhagavad Gita that we were all persons in the past. We are persons at the present, and we shall continue to become persons in the future. So this impersonal description of the supreme personality of Godhead is for the persons who do not understand the nature of God. Therefore it is said, Bhaktam Yaktam Apanam Anantevam Budaya. These Mayavadis think, originally the absolute truth is the Bhakti. Now he has assumed this Krishna form, accepting a body of Maya. This is called Mayavada, Abhidaya. They have no intelligence that spiritually the Lord is always Bhakti, a person. Whether he in the form of Narayan, Vishnu, Krishna, etc. He is always a person. Kiriraj. He was garlanded gloriously, and there were many scents smeared over his body. Prabhupada. It is all personal description. Dress, ornaments, flowers, garlands, scents. This is offered to a person.
Okay, thank you so much. So, Mother Yasoda also saw the universal form. And Krishna came back from herding the cows and playing. And Balaram said to Mother Yasoda, Krishna has eaten dirt. And then she said to Krishna, open your mouth, I want to see if you have eaten dirt. Krishna said, no, he's saying that because he lost the game today. Anyway, Mother Yasoda said, open your mouth. He opened his mouth, and Krishna and Mother Yasoda sees the entire universe is in his mouth because everything is in Krishna. That's what he said in 9.4 and 9.5 Bhagavad Gita. And for a moment, Mother Yasoda think, oh, my son, is he God? But then Krishna, seeing her situation, he covers her vision again because it's interfering with her loving affection, seeing Krishna as her son. Then Mother Yasoda after that think, oh, I just a bad day, forget about it. She saw also the universal form. So we see here that things we have to remember. Why is Arjuna asking this universal form? We have heard different reasons. Can someone give a reason? Why did he request the universal form? Yes.
But we wanted that in future, incarnation,
Yeah. So to expose in the future imposters. Other reasons? Was a connection with the previous chapter? Yes. Okay. He wanted to establish that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead in a practical way. Yes. And the connection with previous chapter? Yeah. Yeah. Now Krishna said before, yeah, all these are all my vibhutis, but and I've entered the material world as all pervading. Krishna Arjuna wanted to know, how are you all pervading? I want to see that practical. Okay. And how could Arjuna see the universal form? He got divine eyes. Before he humbly admitted, I'm limited. So, okay. That good. So that is, we can go to the next section. Yeah.
Sunday was fine. He was.
Yes, yes. By the mercy of Vyas, he could also see.
I know. That's
Yeah.
He has that power. And I thought Krishna has only power to detect the person. So how come Vyasdev also got that kind of power? Right?
Because Vyasadev is a Sakya Vesa avatar of Krishna. He came to write all the Vedic literature. He was empowered by Krishna, Sakya Vesa. So it's in some sense, he's also an incarnation. Therefore, but of course, is representing also the Guru Parampara. That
So one time I heard Alexa,
yeah.
every time devotee asks, Prabhupada, can you show us universal form?
Mhm.
Yes, that time. So Prabhupada said, no, he was shown the only Krishna.
Yeah.
By us.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm thinking about. We consider the Prabhupada a lot of
Yeah.
So Prabhupada is a Satya, right?
We consider him as such.
So how come that part is right? I mean the best paper is Satya, it's not very good song.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. I cannot speak in name of Prabhupada. Not possible. I'm too limited to even understand his powers as a pure devotee. Good.
But also the devotee should be deserving in order to get that kind of life. When Neophyte asks Prabhupada Maharaj, even if he wants to bestow, he doesn't deserve.
Yeah. But that yeah. Like, this is an imposter. He says, I'm God. And we reply, show me your universal form. Imposter said, but you must have eyes to see it. Then we say, then give me the eyes as you gave to Arjuna. Imposter says, but first you must surrender like Arjuna. What do you say then? What do you reply to that?
Okay, I surrender.
I surrender.
I surrender.
Okay. When possible, he may reply, you are not sincere.
ninth chapter. Independent knowledge.
Yeah.
So Maharaj, what is your independent knowledge?
Yeah.
You go to fire. You can, who are you? So I was thinking that try to connect it to that.
yeah. Anyway, let's continue. Yeah.
You say,
Well, I don't know. So, yeah, I would say leave him in his belief. Thank you, and we go away. What can you say?
what is love? Just take it like that.
Yeah.
What is love?
Yeah. Mm. Yeah.
One of the point here, lot of people are becoming
Yeah.
there is he. Already they have seen one point university, but a lot of people who are from India, although they read and they don't understand.
Yeah.
When Krishna was there, so to the everything, but all the Buddha, no, they know all those people.
No one could understand.
So-
Only a handful devotees can. Yeah, because Krishna also showed this universal to Duryodhana, and Duryodhana was thinking, yes, Krishna has some mystic powers, but he could not catch him. But he did not consider him as God. He has some mystic powers. But good. Text 14. Tata sa vismaya vishturishtaroma dhananjaya pranamya syosa devam kritanjalir abhasati kritanjalir with folded hands. Then bewildered and astonished, his hair standing on end, Arjuna bowed his head to offer obeisances with folded hands and began to pray of the Lord. So Arjuna sees this universal form with astonishment. And he hesitatingly begins to describe what he sees. So Arjuna, he sees all existence, immeasurable, radiant, everything situated in one place. And then Arjuna will see the frightening, all-destructive Kala Rupa. It's eating, which is eating the soldiers on each side. And he sees Duryodhana and Bhishmadev all eaten. So Arjuna sees the future and the outcome of the battle, wherein most soldiers of both sides are killed. So he's asking Krishna, who are you? What's your mission? So it took also a way to encourage Arjuna. Yeah, so Krishna shows him, I already killed them. So you have only to be my instrument. That it's already done. So that's what we will hear in the prayers of Arjuna. But the relationship with Krishna and Arjuna changes here. That Arjuna is offering obeisance here with great respect, with folded hands. He's praying that as first Arjuna's relationship goes from friendship to astonishment, wonder. And he became ecstatic seeing everything. But then his natural relationship of friendship with Krishna was overwhelmed by this astonishment, this wonder. that. So now we'll see the next verse. This is 14. Yeah. Arjuna Vacha. So these are the prayers. Pashyami devam stava deva dehe sarvam stata bhuta vishesha sangam Brahmanamisham kamalasanastam Vishim sa sarvam mugam sadivyam. Arjuna said, my dear Lord Krishna, I see assembled in your body all the demigods and various other living entities. I see Brahma sitting on the lotus flower as well as Lord Shiva and all the sages and divine serpents. So Arjuna sees everything in the universe. So that means that from the beginning till the end, he could see everything in one place, just sitting on his chariot. 16. Aneka bahudara vaktanitram pashyami tvam sarvato nanta rupam nantam namadyam napunastavadim pashyami vishvashvara vishvarupa. O Lord of the universe, O universal form, I see in your body many arms, bellies, mouths, and eyes expanded everywhere without limit. I see in you no end and no middle. Then Kiritinim Gadnam Sakrinam Sateo Rasim Sarvato Diptimantam Pashamit Tvam Duniriksham Samanta Diptan Alaka Dutinaprameyam. Your form is difficult to see because of its glaring effulgence spreading on all sides like blazing fire or the immeasurable radiance of the sun. Yet I see this glowing form everywhere, adorned with various crowns, clubs, and discs. Tvamaksharam paramam veditavyam, tvamasya vishvasya param nitanam. Tvamamvyaya sasvata dharma gupta, Sanatanastvam Purusho Matome. You are the supreme primal objective. You are the ultimate resting place of this universe. You are inexhaustible. And you are the oldest. You are the maintainer of the eternal religion, the personality of Godhead. That is my opinion. Then 19. Anadimadyam tamananta viryam ananta bhaum sasishoya nitram pashyami tvam dipta uta savaktram tvateya savishvamidam tapantam. You are without origin, middle, or end. Your glory is unlimited. You have numberless arms, and the sun and moon are your eyes. I see you with blazing fire coming forth from your mouth, burning this entire universe by your own radiance. There's 19. There's the small purport. There's no limit to the extent of the six opulence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Here and in many other places, there is repetition, but according to the scriptures, repetition of the glories of Krishna is not a literary weakness. It is said that at the time of bewilderment or wonder or great ecstasy, statements are repeated over and over. That is not a flaw. That is 19. But we have a quote of Prabhupada on 19. Can someone read the quote?
Here is one important thing. Something Surya makes come. It starts to move. Sun at the two eyes of now in Brahma Sanhita, I think also, very Sanhita. So in the Upanishad it is said, when God sees, then when the sunrise is there, that means when God sees. The darkness you cannot still these rascals are problem with eyes. When you show me, how can you see? First of all, you have to see the and another significant point is that you cannot hide yourself from that height of the truth.
Yes, that we cannot hide ourselves from the sight of the Supreme. Krishna sees you everywhere. I told this of this disciple in the Ramanujacharya Sampradaya, where the spiritual master had 3 disciples and he gave them each an apple. I spoke about that now? Yeah. So eat this apple where nobody sees you. That's it. It's another. You cannot hide yourself from the eyes of the Supreme.
Brahmadutas and Vishnu, they say, sun and moon are the witness of 12 witnesses.
Yeah. Yeah. That also the demigods are witness of everything we do. So we cannot hide anything. That material world you can escape sometimes to the control of the authorities, but the supreme authority not possible. We continue hearing these prayers with text 20. Davya Pritivyoridamantharami Vyaktam Tvayekena Dishasa Sarvam Tristva Bhutam Rupanugram Tavedam Lokatrayam Prafyatitam Mahatmam. Although you are one, you spread throughout the sky and the planets and all space between. O Great One, seeing this wondrous and terrible form, all the planets are perturbed. That 21. Ahim mitvam sura sangha vishanti keshit pitapan shalayo finanti svastit tuktva marshishida sangha stubanti svam stuti bipuskalavihim. All the hosts of demigods are surrendering before you and entering into you. Some of them are very much afraid and are offering prayers with folded hands. Host of great sages and perfected beings crying, all peace, are praying to you by singing Vedic hymns. 22. Rudraditya vasavaye sasadya vishveshvino maruta susmapatascha Gandharvayaksha surasida sangha vikshante tvan vishmitas cheva sarve. All the various manifestations of Lord Shiva, the Adityas, the Vasus, the Satyas, the Vishvadevas, and the 2 Asfish, the Maruts, the forefathers, the Gandharvas, the Yakshas, the Asuras, and the perfected demigods are beholding you in wonder. 623. Upam mahate bahu bhaktanitram maha bahu 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 upadam bahu daram bahu damstakaralam testva loka pratyatitas tataham. O mighty Antoine, all the planets with their demigods are disturbed at seeing your great form, with its many faces, eyes, arms, thighs, legs, and bellies, and your many terrible teeth, and they are disturbed. So I am. So it's not on. Also, the demigods are seeing it. 24. Nabas prisam diptam aneka varnam vyatananam dipta vishalinetram drishtva hitvam pratyatin tantaratma Pritim navindami samansa Vishnu. all-pervading Vishnu, seeing you with your many radiant colors touching the sky, your gaping mouth, and your great glowing eyes, my mind is perturbed by fear. I can no longer maintain my steadiness or equilibrium of mind. And now, Damstra karalani sate mukani, tistveva kalana lasani bani. Tishona janena labesa sarma prashida devesha sarani vasha. O Lord of Lords, O refuge of the world, please be gracious to me. I cannot keep my balance, seeing thus your blazing death-like faces and armful teeth in all directions. I'm bewildered. Now there is a quote 24. The word Vishnu has been used all-pervading forms. It does not mean that because it is all-pervading, there is no form. There is always a form. That's interesting. But, good. 26, 27. Ami sattvam drishta tarastra putra sarve haivavani pala sangai. Bhishmodona sutta putrastata sa sahasmadiyera piyodamukhe. Bhaktrani te tvaramana vishanti damstra karalani bayanakani keshit filahya dasanantereshu sandrishyanteshu nite uttamangai. All the sons of Dhritarashtra, along with their allied kings, and Bhishma, Drona, Karna, and their chief soldiers also, are rushing into your fearful mouths, and some I see trapped with heads smashed between your teeth. Must be a ghastly scene. Hare Krishna. So in the purport, Srila Prabhupada writes, now Arjuna sees that the leaders of the opposite party, Bhishma, Drona, and Karna, and all the sons of Dhritarashtra, and all their soldiers, and Arjuna's own soldiers are being annihilated. That this is an indication that after the death of nearly all the persons assembled at Kurukshetra, Arjuna will emerge victorious. So Krishna showed them that's the future. That must be encouraging. You have to fight, but you know we will win the battle. Assuring that. So this is text 26, 27. Krishna reveals the outcome of the battle, wherein practically all the soldiers are slain. 28, 29. Yata nadinam bhavam bhubeha samudrameva vimukha dravanti tata tavami naraloka vira vishanti bhaktani abhivivalayanti. As the many waves of the rivers flow into the ocean, so all these great warriors enter into your mouths. Amazing. 29. Yata pradiptam svalam patanga vishanti nasaya samrida veka tateva nasaya vishanti lokas tavapi bhaktani samrida veka. I see all people rushing full speed in your mouths as moths dash to destruction in a blazing fire. We have a quote here. Prabhupada, can someone read the quote 29?
Leaders, they are entering the mouth of power, just like insects. Although within their lifetime, they were very, very big leaders. There's no plan to stop. to stop this forced entry into the mouth of power. Very good example of when they're expired and all the insects and flies and attacked by the but similarly, all these big leaders are being tracked here at the Manila. They are being described in Bhagavata, but here at the Manila. They are thinking of this beautiful material. Doctors also will. I don't think the doctors will be excused. No.
Okay. That's confirmed. Not 3031. Yes.
His body by a bunch of doctors to symbolize that at the base of death, even the best doctors all can't see.
Oh, Hare Krishna. Yeah. Anyway, Alexander the Great conquered so much, but he had also to die. Then he was not so great anymore. Leliya Siga Samana Samantal Lokan Samagam Fotanes Falabhi Teo Byapuya Jagat Samagam Basastavoga Patapanti Vishnu. O Vishnu, I see you devouring all people from all sides with your flaming mouths, covering all the universe with your effulgence. You are manifest with terrible, scorching rays. Akyaimeko bhavanu karupo namostute deva parapashila. Vichnatamichami vavantamadhyam nahi pachanami tava pravitim. O Lord of Lords, so fierce of form, please tell me who you are. I offer my obeisance unto you. Please be gracious to me. You are the primal Lord. I want to know about you, for I do not know what your mission is. So yes, that. So his mood changes now from astonishment to fear. He becomes fearful seeing this universal form. Good. We will hear Krishna's answers after the break. Let's convene again. Resume at 5:20. Thank you. Hare Krishna, we will resume. Namo Vishnu Padaya Sastri Buddha Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namani. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gaurvani Pacharani. Nirvishesha Sunyavad Paskachai Tisotarani. It is good to remember the mood of Arjuna, which is going from friendship to astonishment, and then astonishment turns into fear. And Arjuna is asking this question at the end of his prayers. I want to know about you, for I do not know what your mission is. So Krishna will now reveal his identity of his form as time. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Kalusmi Lokakshaya Kit Pavrito Lokan Samahartamiha Pravita Ete Pitvamna Bhavishanti Sarve Yevastita Pratyanike Suyudha. the Supreme Personality of God, said, "Time I am, the great destroyer of the worlds, and I've come here to destroy all people. With the exception of you, the Pandavas, all the soldiers here on both sides will be slain." So all the soldiers, on exception of the Pandavas, will be slain. The purport, it is written in the Vedas that the supreme truth destroys everything, even the Brahmins. And then there's a quote from the Katha Upanishad. And so Krishna, further, Krishna presents himself in that form of all the boring time. That at the end, death could not be checked, even if he did not fight. In fact, they were already dead. Time is destruction, and all manifestations are to be vanquished by the desire of the Supreme Lord. That is the law of nature. Yes, 32. Now, 33. Now, Krishna is going to inspire Arjuna to become his Nirmita Matram, his instrument. So that is what we have all to do if we want to progress in devotional service. We have to become Krishna's instrument. His instrument in his mission. Tasmat famutistaya so labasva chiva satambang svarajam samridam maya vete niyata pubameva nirmite matram bhavya sakya sachi nirmite matram just as the coast is the translation. Therefore, get up, prepare to fight and win glory, conquer your enemies and enjoy a flourishing kingdom. They are already put to death by my arrangement, and you, Savya Sachin, can be but an instrument in the fight. So, according to Krishna arrangement, Krishna has already decided who is going to die. And therefore, Arjuna could only act as an instrument of Krishna, because it's Krishna's desire. Scientists suggest that all the manifestations in the world are accidental formations, but they fail to see that the creation and destruction are under Krishna's control. And they are ignorant of Krishna's plan to bring the conditioned soul back to Godhead. But an intelligent person, what is an intelligent person? Is one who understands Krishna's plan. He sees how everything moves under Krishna's guidance. So these are 33. In the purpose, it's just become an instrument. Nimitta matram. The whole world is moving according to the plan of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Oh, what's happening here? Go back. So, Srila Prabhupada, right? There is a specific plan being carried out in the material world. What is this plan? This cosmic manifestation here is a chance for the conditioned soul to go back home, back to Godhead. As long as they have the domineering mentality which makes them to try to lord it over material nature. They are conditioned, but anyone who can understand the plan of the Supreme Lord and cultivate Krishna consciousness is most intelligent. The creation and destruction of the cosmic manifestation are under the superior guidance of God. The Krishna's general plan is Yada Yada Dharmasya Glane Bhavta Bharata Bhutanam Dharmasya Chichamyam. He say Yada Yada Dharmasya. Whenever and wherever there is a decline in religious principles, then I come to reestablish Krishna consciousness. Yada Yada Dharmasya Glane Bharata Bhutanam Dharmasya Tatatmam Chichamyam. At that time I appear. So the plan of Arjuna was refusing to fight, but he was told that he should fight in according with the desire of the Lord. Very clear. That is what he should do. Then he would be happy. If one is in full Krishna consciousness and his life is devoted to the Lord's transcendental service, he is perfect. Okay, now Krishna wants to give credit to his devotees. Tonam sabishman sajaya datam cha karnam tatanyan apiyodaviram mayata atam stampam chaima vyatista yutyas vayita sirane sapapam. Drona, Vishnu, Jayadratha, Karma, and the other great warriors have already been destroyed by me. Therefore, kill them and do not be disturbed. Simply fight and you will vanquish your enemies in battle. So, there was the conclusion. Life should therefore move in such a way that everyone acts in Krishna consciousness and understands the Supreme Personality of Godhead through the medium of the spiritual master. The plans of the Supreme Personality of Godhead are understood by His mercy, and the plans of the devotees are as good as His plans. Okay, that was 34. So Krishna said, I killed them already, but you get the credit. You do it, so-called. You become the instrument that because you helped to carry out my plan. That see here. That So, of course, in the first canto, in the 8th chapter, there you have the passing away of Bhishma Dev, who is lying on the bed of arrows. But Krishna asked him to instruct Yudhishthira, because Yudhishthira is in doubt that he thinks they have, that's after the battle of Kurukshetra, so many soldiers are killed, millions, just to put me on the throne. I should go to hell for eternity for that. And he is doubtful. But then Bhishma Dev tells him that because Bhishma Dev is lying on that bed of arrow and Krishna is just before him. And he says to Yudhishthira, it's all the plan of the Lord. He wanted you to rule the entire planet because Krishna wants a Bhagavat to rule the planet. So it has nothing to do with you, really. It is Krishna who wants you on the throne. And we must execute Krishna's plan. So it's not always easy to understand Krishna's plans of even Yudhishthira, but the Mahajans, they understand. Krishna's plan. That's 34. No, 35. Sanjaya uvacha etashutva vachanam keshavasya ketanchalive pamana kiriti namaskitva bhuya eva krishnam satkat kadam bita bita pananya. Sanjaya said to Dhritarashtra, O king, after hearing these words from the Supreme Personality of God, the trembling Arjuna offered obeisance with folded hands and again. So he comes from fear to awe and reverence. He fearfully spoke to Lord Krishna in a faltering voice as follows. With faltering voice, he began to pray, not as a friend, but as a devotee in wonder. Srila Prabhupada writes, that's 35. We have a few quotes. Quotes. 33, yeah. We are 35. Many quotes, you can read them, so many. But 35. Prabhupada. So without seeing Vishvarup, simply by abiding by the orders of Krishna, there is no question of trembling, Dr. Patel. So we must not try to see the Vishvarup to tremble. Prabhupada said, yes. Hare Krishna. Text 36. 36. Arjuna vacha stane rishikesha tava pakirtya jagat prasriyat sanurachate cha rakshamsi bhutani diso dravanti sarve namasanti sasida sangha. Arjuna said to Master of the Senses, the world becomes joyful upon hearing your name, and thus everyone becomes attached to you. As the effect of chanting the holy name. Although the perfected beings offer their respectful obeisance, the demons are afraid and they flee here and there, and this is all rightly done. It is said here, is in the purport, little in the middle, that Arjuna understood herein when the battle of Kurukshetra was being conducted in outer space, there were present many demigods. That demigods, siddhas, and the intelligentsia of higher planets, and they were observing the fight because Krishna was present there. And then at the end, in all cases, the devotee glorifies the Lord because he knows that whatever he does is good for all. So, interesting is in the Bhagavan 2:9-10 is mentioned, the devotees and the demons both worship Vishnu in Vaikuntha. Interesting. That is 2:9-10. We can go to that 2:9-10 Bhagavatam. Yeah. In that personal abode of the Lord, the material modes of ignorance, passion do not prevail, nor is there any of their influencing goodness. There is no predominance of the influence of time. What to speak of the illusory external energy? It cannot enter that region. Without discrimination, both the demigods and the demons worship the Lord as devotees. Interesting. You want to explore it more? 2, 9, 10. That we go back. Contents. Bhagavad Gita 37. Rishini. Oh, 10. It is 11. Yep. 11. Right. 37. Kasmakshatena nameran mahatman Kyariya se brahmano pyadikarte Anante devesha chirani vasat Pamaksham sata satat pamyat. O great one, greater even than Brahma, you are the original creator. Why then should they not offer their respectful obeisance to you, O limitless one? Gods of God, refuse of the universe, you are the invincible source, the cause of all causes, transcendental to this material manifestation. That's 37. At the end of the purport. He is superior to all conditioned souls within the material nature as well as the material cosmic manifestation itself. Is therefore the all-great supreme. And now 38 till 40. Pamadideva purusha puranas tvamasya vishvasya param nidanam Pita sivatyam saparam sadama tvaya tatam vishvanamantarupam. You are the original personality of God at the oldest, the ultimate sanctuary of this manifested cosmic world. You are the knower of everything, and you are all that is knowable. You are the supreme refuge above the material modes, Olympus form. This whole cosmic manifestation is pervaded by you. Then 39. Vayo yamognir varuna sasanka prajapatistvam patitamascha namo namaste tu sasrakritva punasabayo pinamo namaste. You are air, you are the supreme controller. You are fire, you are water, you are the moon, you are Brahma, the first living creature, you are the great grandfather. I therefore offer my respectful obeisance unto you 1,000 times, and again and again. 39. That 40. Namapurasta atapistataste namostute sarvata eva sarva anantavyamita vikramastvam sarvam samapnosi tatoti sarva. Obeys you from the front, from behind, from all sides. O unbounded power, you are the master of limitless might. You are all-pervading, and thus you are everything. That 41, 42. That Saketi matva prashabam yaduktam me Krishna yadavai saketi ajanatamai manam tavedam maya pramada pranayene vapi yashavaha saktam asatkitosi vihare satya sanabhojanisha Eko tavapyachuta tat samaksam tat kshamayetvam maham aprameyam. Thinking of you as my friend, I have rashly addressed you, O Krishna, O Yadav, O my friend, not knowing your glories. Please forgive me. Whatever I may have done in madness or in love, I have dishonored you many times, jesting as we relaxed, lay on the same bed, or sat or ate together, sometimes alone and sometimes in front of many friends. O infallible one, please excuse me for all those offenses. So we will read the purport. That although Krishna is manifested before Arjuna in his universal form, Arjuna remembers his friendly relationship with Krishna and is therefore asking pardon and requesting Krishna to excuse him for the many informal gestures which arise out of friendship. He's admitting that formerly he did not know that Krishna could assume a universal form, although Krishna explained it as his intimate friend. Arjuna did not know how many times he may have dishonored Krishna by addressing him, "Oh, my friend, oh Krishna, oh Yadava," etc., without now acknowledging his opulence. But Krishna is so kind and merciful that in spite of such opulence, he played with Arjuna as a friend. Such is the transcendental loving reciprocation between the devotee and the Lord. The relationship between the living entity and Krishna is fixed eternally. It cannot be forgotten, as we can see from the behavior of Arjuna. Although Arjuna has seen the opulence in the universal form, he cannot forget his friendly relationship with Krishna. So there is a quote on this 41-42 from the Adi Lila, Chaitanya Charitamrita. All the universe is filled with the conception of your majesty, but love weakened by that sense of majesty does not satisfy me. If one has pure devotion, thinking of me as a son, friend, or beloved, regarding himself as great and considering me as equal or inferior, I become subordinate to him. If my beloved consort reproaches me in a sulky mood, that steals my mind from the reverent hymns of the Vedas. So Krishna likes it. And so he will bring Arjuna back to the his original state, but before Arjuna will request it. Text 43. Pitasya lokasya sarasarasya tvamasya puja sakur karyam. Natvat samusti abhyadikya kutonyo lokatrayepi apatima prabhavam. Yes, apatima prabhava. Prabhav. Immeasurable power. Prabhav means influence. Influence. That's the influence of power. When Bhakti Maharaj gave me sannyas, he said, your name is Bhakti Prabhav. Now with your influence of Bhakti, preach all over the world. Anyway, still meditating on that. Translation. You are the father of this complete cosmic manifestation of the moving and the non-moving. You are its worshipful chief, the supreme spiritual master. No one is greater than you, nor can anyone be one with you. How then could there be anyone greater than you within the three worlds, O Lord of immeasurable power? Yeah. So it says, yeah. In the purport, Srila Prabhupada writes, yeah, that's the Krishna gave the Vedic knowledge to Brahma, therefore is the original spiritual master. So we must be in a descendant line from the disciplic succession. Without being a representative of Krishna, one cannot become a teacher or spiritual master of transcendental subject matters. Further, everyone is below him. No one can excel him. At the end, therefore, one should know that Krishna's activities are different from others. It's also stated that there is no one who is master of Krishna. Everyone is his servant. at the end of the purport, that here, everyone is complying with his order. There is no one who can deny his order. That everyone is acting according to his direction, being under his superintendence, as stated in the Brahma Samhita, is the cause of all causes. And now the last verse. Tasmat pranamya pranidaya karyam pasyadit vamami shanidhyam piteva putasya sakeva sakyo priya priyaya rasideva sodam. You are the Supreme Lord to be worshipped by every living being. Thus I fall down to offer you my respectful obeisance and ask for your mercy. As a father tolerates the impudence of a son, a friend, the impertinence of a friend or a husband, the familiarity of his wife, please tolerate the wrongs I may have done to you. So Krishna is, Arjuna is related to Krishna here in different relationships. Here he begs for forgiveness, to tolerate his offenses as a father, a friend, or a lover is tolerant. That so this is 44. That's the end of this section. In the next section, tomorrow, we will Krishna, in answer of his prayers, Arjuna's prayers, he will show his four-armed form, and then his two-armed form, his beautiful form, and Arjuna will become peaceful again. And then Krishna will explain that it can only be understood by Ananya Bhakti, and by one who is engaged in pure devotional service. And that's the last verse. How to perform devotional service, pure devotional service. Yes, please. Ananya, unalloyed. Unalloyed means Srila Prabhupada uses that word. He got it from when he arrived in Boston. In Boston, he saw a factory, unalloyed steel factory. So this is steel which is pure. It's not a mixture of different metals. It's pure. So in that way, you have unalloyed devotion. It's pure. It's not mixed with motivations. It's only to please Krishna. That's the word of Ananya Bhakti, Ananya, pure. Hare Krishna. Something else? Good. Then we meet tomorrow, and we are going to finish the chapter, but this last section, the last section is a very important one. We will have a bit more time for this last section, and we will start the 12th chapter also tomorrow morning. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Jai Prabhupada.